if you don't vaccinate, you can't go on the farm work program. And I don't hear one man a quarrel with Mr. Biden about that. Not one man raised them voice and a quarrel with Mr. Biden about that. But when we say here to protect our own economic interests, vaccinate, everybody a quarrel. The question that arises now is for those of you who take the vaccine, shouldn't you go back to normal while the people who don't take the vaccine then will stay under restriction? That is what is coming out now in the society. And then there are other persons who are saying, well, if my business is under restriction, shouldn't it be that if my business gets vaccinated, shouldn't we be able to return to normal? And shouldn't it be the case that to protect my business, I should ask my employees to get vaccinated? So that is the debate now that is taking place in the society. Why should the vaccinated wait on the unvaccinated to return to normal? It is a question that has to be answered. Should the people who are hesitant about vaccination hold up the return to normalcy of the entire country? Isn't that a legitimate question? And is it fair that some people who got take the vaccination, they still have to remain under restrictions, encouraging those who haven't taken it and them reluctant and say no? At some point, we have to move forward. Yes. And the way to move forward is, if you say it is your freedom and your right, then it's simple. You must bear the consequences of your freedom and your right not to take the vaccine. As the people who have used their freedom and their right to take the vaccines, they are expecting to get the benefit of vaccination. So we are eventually moving into that space where the numbers of persons vaccinated will outnumber those who are not vaccinated. Because in as much as you hear the naysayers and the unvaccinated preaching about them not take it and is this and is that and all the other issues you hear, people quietly, little by little, slowly by slowly, one by one, go into the vaccination sites and getting their vaccination. And I would say that by November, we will reach 1 million doses. And then after that, the numbers are going to increase gradually. When we pass the 50% mark, then there will be no question about the need for having a vaccine option. Some people want to call it mandate. I am not mandating and forcing anybody. If you don't want to take it, it's your business. But don't expect the rest of the society to bear the consequence of your hesitancy. And we are bearing the consequences of the hesitancy all the time. Because when somebody gets ill with COVID, we have to take the hospital beds that are there for people who need to do their elective surgery and other treatments. We have to take those beds away to treat COVID. When we return to normal, that won't happen again. So if you get COVID, you will be treated like any other patient and not specially. So we are moving into that space. But I have to come to you and explain it to you. And I have to reason with you so that you understand that the government isn't holding down anybody, which is what some people would want you to think. We're not holding down anybody and putting needle in your arm. That's not the case. Everybody in Jamaica is free. We take freedom as a priority in this country. But freedom comes with responsibility. You're free to do nonsense, but your nonsense should not affect the people who have used their freedom wisely. And that's what it comes down to. So if you believe that the vaccine is some kind of new world order, apocalyptic, destructive force, that's your business, you believe that. But don't affect the farm worker who believes that the vaccine is his ticket to economic progress and prosperity. So what that means is that if you don't vaccinate, you can't go on the farm work program. And I don't hear one man a quarrel with Mr. Biden about that. Not one man raise them voice and a quarrel with Mr. Biden about that. But when we say here to protect our own economic interests, vaccinate, everybody a quarrel. But everybody a jump, get them vaccination to go over Mr. Biden. Anyway, you are the wise ones. You are the heroes. You have decided to do what's right. And I respect that, and I come here to tell you thanks and to encourage you to become the ambassadors.